Okay, so I'm figuring out Facebook. It looked like this last one uploaded where I am singing a song, and then I created this hashtag, and then it wasn't there. So it's like, what does that mean, Patty? So I'm trying to upload it on YouTube, and I believe it's because Facebook is protecting me. And then they didn't post a picture of the I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna. Her first name's Carolyn, but they did the Tulsi Gabbie one, but and the reason why is because these blonde bitches and the journalists, they will fucking kill me. She would kill me and get me killed for exposing her. And I don't think Tulsi Gabbie is that intelligent, or she doesn't have the wherewithal. But the blonde ones will fucking hurt me. They will follow me, stalk me, hurt me, you know, find my where I live and do bad things to me. And so that's why it's not going to go up on Facebook. But I want to. But so then I titled it something different. So it's like, and I'm thanking Carswell Prison, because I wouldn't be able to expose what I'm exposing and articulate at the rate and the level and the clarity that I'm articulating now what's going on. What really does end times mean? It means really the end of the female race to some extent, but not, like I said, not all females. Like, I did meet one yesterday who's from El Salvador. She was nice to me, and I appreciate the dress. So she's not a murderer or a bad person. But I just don't need to have relationships with any females. I never did. And so they're just, I'm amazing and they're not. So just don't interrupt me. So, and nobody is. And so Facebook is protecting me, and I'm going to go for a walk and do my photography. And I'm very much looking forward to sweating out some toxins, and almost 3 years behind bars and no sweating. So, that's okay. That's okay, because it's end times, and it's getting exposed. So I will see if this uploads, and because I'm doing the one on YouTube because I want the men to hear my voice. My mother's voice was really annoying, and people wanted to hear her sing at Mayfield Methodist Church, and her voice was like satanic. And so I feel like I have a nice voice. It's not a threatening voice. It's a nice voice, and I kind of make fun of Barbara Streisand and even Neil Diamond, but it's just, and it's a great memory because we went to Patrick and Diane Casanelli, and they never did karaoke there, but they had it. So I'm like, let's do it. So my then husband, he's shy. Most men are shy. So he sang the Neil Diamond, and my son created the YouTube page and he videoed it. But he was bored. He was like, he's at the end, he's like, Mom, is this song almost over? Because I was getting all the attention, and he doesn't like that. Like, men don't like that. They are the peacocks. They don't want their mother to get all the attention. So I was getting all the attention, and he named it Best Duet Ever and created my YouTube page because I was off Facebook. I couldn't stand the sluts. These stupid women in California, Marky Cook and Lara and Cynthia Bullard, just terrible women, just posting stupid shit constantly. And, Cherie Boehner, you were nice to me, but like, wow, you were just so inappropriate, the way you dress and what you posted on Facebook and your heels. And, you weren't nasty to me like Marky Cook was, and Taylor Cook and Lara, and pretty much everyone else, and especially Cynthia Bullard and Kaya and Sierra. I was so nice to those bitches. It just sometimes it just doesn't make sense, but it does. That's the state of clear. That's OT3. I'm like practically OT6, Tom Cruise. What do you think? So it's the population overload. That's what OT3 is. Men learn, if they can handle it, that the whole problem on this planet is females, except for me. So, and there's too many of them. There's an overpopulation of females. That's what OT3 is all about. And most men just, they can't handle it. They can't learn that. They can't know that. So, and so they're sick or they get murdered like Patrick Swayze. And, I'm glad Tom Cruise is alone, but John Travolta has that nasty wife, and she's not good. I know she murdered their son. That guy didn't have that son didn't have an accident. She fucking murdered him. So, it's like she could probably kill me too. So I'll put this up on YouTube. See, there I go again. Okay, so I'll put this one up on YouTube too. So, yeah, because she's dangerous. And, it's like Tom Hanks's wife isn't a murderer, dangerous person. She's all right. But there's a difference. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe my sister would murder me. She has a gun. Any woman who has a gun is gonna. I would never. If somebody broke into my house, right? I'm gonna shoot them. Fuck. What the fuck? But the black women Gates Mills is all white and Muslim, and there's some Arab women there, so they don't like black people. I mean, they are black, but it's like they don't. I don't even think there's that many Jews. Mostly it's waspy bitches like my sister. So I just said the truth about my sister. She would fucking find me and kill me with her gun. Maybe. I mean, she's not listening to me. She can't handle the truth. And so she's not listening to me. But I forgive you, Vicky. If you are listening to it, I do forgive you. And I just wouldn't murder me. I wouldn't. You should just do your music and do your music lessons. And, I really think you should talk to Linnell, and Linnell should go live with her mother and leave Dad alone. And Billy should get away from Kelly, sell that house, and be with Mac and reestablish that if Mac and Billy and Dad know the truth about Mom was a whore and Estelle's a whore and Kelly's a whore and you're an abortionist and Erica's a piece of shit. So if they know the truth, they because they've not gotten along, Mac and Billy and Dad, and the reason why they don't get along and the reason why Dad can't play golf with Billy in Ireland is because fucking Rosie O'Donnell's everywhere. So that should make sense. So let's talk about that, gentlemen. You can talk about it and reconnect and reestablish your relationships with your sons and your grandfathers. And so I'm looking forward to getting out and going for the walk and doing my photography and getting some sweating done. But so we did that video. Oh yeah, I wanted to share this other funny story. This is funny. So I come home and go. My routine, like we would do yoga, hot yoga. Then I'd start doing the dinner. Then I'd go for my walk off on Levante in this path, and then I would finish the dinner. And my kids didn't eat my food that much. Just whatever, it's fine. I would cook for him, and so. I come home and my son said, Mom, did you know about the play when the Cleveland Browns dropped the play? And they almost made it to the Super Bowl. And I said, oh yeah, I remember. And then I was like, I was there. I went there with Lance Hauserman. And I wanted to tell him about it, and he got so fucking pissed. He started crying, and he ran downstairs and closed the door and went in his room. Because he was mad because I got to go and he didn't. But he wasn't born yet. You silly goose.